All right, we're 30 minutes into this 2.5-hour marathon of our two-day 2018 BVarsity Football Coaches Show, brought to you by Motor City Buick GMC. I am your host, Trevor Horn, here live in the TBC Downtown Studio, Bakersfield area. We're live on Bakersfield.com and the BVarsity Live Facebook page. We welcome you back. I am with our sports editor, Teddy Feinberg, and our third guest and or coach, however you want to say.
I'm the third one up today. Is it the first, you had 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
We
had
Doug
DeGear. We actually had Doug DeGear set up as our third guest. He called up. He's got a personal thing that he's got to take care of. He's going to come on tomorrow. He's going to come down the hill tomorrow. So we just filled up the time with Brian and AJ, made them talk a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but they can do that.
Yeah, they're pretty good at it.
Well, so are you. So
hey, you're not bad at it either, Coach. Don't sell yourself short.
So Jerald, welcome. Third season back at Shafter.
Yes, sir.
Your old stomping grounds. You and your wife bought a house in Shafter. You're there for the foreseeable future. How exciting is that for you, just to have that solidity?
Oh, it's good times. I mean, I think the good thing that we have going there that is just makes it kind of different than most of the city is just the small town feel. You know, I walk out, it's good and bad. I mean, I walk out my front door and I got a guy 2 doors down that's going, hey, how's the team looking? Or, hey, that was a good game last night, or that was a rough game last night, or you're in the backyard and somebody peeks over
Wilson comes
comes over and goes, hey, good game last night, or hey, that was a tough one last. So, you know,
Do they ever ask you for their for sale sign in the front door?
I haven't got that yet.
That's
my
good.
wife's always nervous, though. Someone's going to come knocking on the front door and ask, hey, when are you guys moving? But it hasn't happened yet. So hopefully we continue doing what we're doing and the community just stays positive.
Well, 9-3 slate last year. You went 5-1 in the SSL. That one loss is now in the SYL. You bring back a guy that I really enjoy watching play football. I love watching him run track as well, and it's Alex Aguilar, a guy who had, you had told me last August, hey, watch out, he's going to have 3,000 passing, another 1,500, and he's going to, have Brandon Jones-like numbers, and, well, he kind of did it last year. That's exactly what Alex did. How exciting is it for you as a head coach in the way that you guys run your system on offense to see what he did? And he did it, probably exceeded your expectations last year.
Yeah, he did, and I still think he has a higher ceiling. So, you watch what Alex does, and I think that's something that we do offensively fairly well. We try to, we find what we're good at, and then we rely on it. And we knew Alex was going to come in and had legs, and he had a decent arm at the time that could make people pay at times. And so he's obviously matured, and he's one of our hardest workers in the weight room, one of our strongest pound-for-pound guys. But you watch him on the field, and he just makes other people better just from the simple fact of who he is. Yep. Teams have to account for him, which gives our other guys the capability of having success.
Teddy, one of your first games that you covered here at the California last year, you went up to Shafter.
I did. I covered Shafter like 2 or 3 times. I mean, I got here October 2nd, and I felt like I was in that press box a whole lot, Coach. But
I'm sorry.
Well, you guys lit it up, and I mean, Aguilar clearly stood out. My first impression of him, quite honestly, was he would be a great athlete on any team in this area. You know what I mean? He really was something special. I actually wanted to know from you, Coach Pierucci, entering this year. You guys had a sensational year last year, and again, I witnessed that firsthand. But this year, BCHS obviously leaves the league. And it puts you guys, I want to be careful how I word this because I know you don't want to disrespect anybody on your schedule, and rightfully so, but it puts you guys in the driver's seat just in terms of preseason on paper. We know the way these things work. A, how do you feel about that? And B, how do you approach those expectations entering the season?
Well, the expectation side of things, it's kind of what we've set the bar as for our guys there. We have a rule with going to the playoffs. You have to be above 500. Our first goal is to win a league championship, and we had that last year. I think the expectations have always been there as long as I've been there, going on 3 seasons. And the kids have done a really good job of rising to those expectations. So as a coach, I look at it as this is where we want to be. This is why nobody wants to be the doormat of the league. You don't go into a season saying, hey, guys,
clearly.
If we could just pull out a few wins, I'd be happy. But it also has to change the mindset of what you practice at, because now you're no longer the sleeper that somebody may, they get to you and they pay attention to you. Now, people are going to be game planning us throughout the year, knowing that we're going to be one of the better teams in our league. So as players, you have to take on the challenge of never having an off day at practice and coming in and grinding, understanding that, hey, on Friday night, you're going to see the best from that team. You have to respond in kind.
Did you like having a school like a Bakersfield Christian in there where they really set the standard and gave you something to shoot for? Because, I mean, now essentially the target will be on your back, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, and you know that pretty well as a guy that took them to a state play.
It is. But I also look at too, and I've been trying to tell a lot of people this. The SSL has been kind of this league that everybody kind of starts in.
I want to say Trevor definitely addressed that in his preview for sure.
Yeah, so
you open up Liberty, you throw them in, you have Tehachapi for a while, you pull them back out. Yeah.
And then when I first got to BCHS, Tehachapi left, and that was like they were the prominent winners of the SSL, and you'd have occasionally a team that would sneak in and win one here and there, but they were definitely the top dog, and that really opened up for BCHS to start their dominant run there.
Well, and it's so unique with that league now because within your league, you're no longer in Bakersfield anymore. No. It's all county schools.
And that's how the SSL originally was all county schools. So to get back to the, I guess, the roots of everything, I think is really, really good for the league. I think it also opens it up to where, we're, as a small school, and all small schools that we play, you're much more, you have the ebb and flow of athletes coming through.
Because you don't have the big student
yes,
body.
You don't have the big student body. So
and you don't have another high school a couple miles away. You've got another town.
Bosco, but we don't talk about them.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
But it does add it to the fact of now you really do with that mentality. Every year is a new toss-up for the league, which makes it a much more enjoyable league.
You look at your schedule and you open up with Miramonte at home next Friday. Then you're on the road at Highland, on the road at North versus Foothill and then you open up league play against Chavez. You look at that league and it's, you got new head coaches in terms of Miramonte and Foothill, but then you got two very successful teams that had very, very good years between Highland and North, smack there in the middle. What do you hope to learn out of those first 4 weeks?
Well, we really want to use those games as our where are we at? It's a good gauge for us because I feel like that's the level with the team we have this year that we should be playing at is with them. That's why we're scrimmaging Frontier and East. We want to see where we're at, get a good barometer of how we're going to be and how we'll compete. But that's why I schedule those guys early because their schemes help us out a little later because BCHS and us were the only spread teams in the SSL.
Yep.
We won't see another spread team during all of league play. So we
Old
need
school wing T.
wing T, double wing, all that other stuff. So
I formation pounded down your throat. Yeah.
Yep. So we're looking at. I wanted to get a couple teams where North kind of flips up a bunch of different styles, but we're going to see styles that we'll see later, and then Highland runs a spread, which that'll be probably the last spread team we see till we get to the playoffs. Yep. So I wanted to make sure that we not only increase the competition level, but I also wanted to make sure that it prepares us for later on.
Joe, we got about 30 seconds left with you. You're very vocal about this. August 17th start. How do you feel going through now that you've gone, 2.5 weeks into this practice?
I wish we were a week later.
Yeah.
Then even though it's going to be hot.
It's hot as hot.
It adds just more hot days, and I'm all for having sweatshirt weather towards the end of the football season.
It adds to the hotness.
Yes, exactly.
You don't want a road game, but maybe you need a road game out to Morro Bay or Cambria.
And we're talking about that already. It'd be nice to go play Templeton or something like that. That you're going to play in 60-degree weather by the time you kick off. So.
Jerald, appreciate it always.
Thanks, guys, for having. I'm glad we're doing this again.
Yeah, so were we. Last year it was a little precarious because you guys started the school year so early and we just couldn't do it. So, yeah, we are too. Jerald Pierucci, thank you for coming in. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Brett Shelton, the head coach at Stockdale, will be with us right here on the 2018 BVarsity Coaches Show, brought to you by Motor City Buick GMC. We'll be right back.